Okay, Vinny, I'm going to explain this video real quick about destination drops, M1, M2, M3, M4. Okay. All right. Hopefully, I can get you to hope you'll understand what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna try to do it as slow as possible. But I got to do it in a timely manner because I gotta get ready to go to work. So here we go. All right. You remember, and I'm sure everybody knows this, that whenever everything starts at the yard. Your train build, your train, and spot and drops for your train always starts at a yard. So, for example, I just came and picked up these cars from over there on the wall, and they're going into the yard. But for situations, some of these cars not going to go in the yard. They're going to go on the train, which is the outbound train for the destination outbound train. Okay? So, what we're going to do, let me move these out of the way. Move these big boys out of the way. All right? All right. So, we're coming around. We're bringing the train, the spot and drops that we had on the wall to the yard. And then we're going to classify them. Well, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to classify them. You're just going to kick them to the yard because, you don't have time to classify everything in there. Because if you don't have room to classify, then they're not going to be, just put them somewhere. So we're just going to throw these cars in the yard. And then let the foreman have somebody on the ground write them down and let them know where all the cars at, which they already do anyway. So we're gonna kick the cars. We're gonna fill the tracks, fill all the empty spaces on the tracks. All right. And there's an empty space there. And most of the time, this is what the railroad do. They just take those cars and just throw them on the tracks. Doesn't matter where they put them. They'll find out where they at. They write them down anyway in the yard house, what track they're on. So that's that. Now we got all the cars in the yard. We're gonna build the train now. And here's that switch list I used the other day to build the train. But I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to do it by hand, and see how it goes. First thing first, we got our engine. Engine's coming up. He's got his switch papers, and all he's going to do, he's going to sit there. He's going to figure out how to build this train. Get his M1s, his M2s, and M3s and M4s, and probably some Santa Fe's on this train, okay? Depending on where the Santa Fe's go, because that's a different company. And if it's not a Union Pacific car, it either go on the front top or the bottom. If it's not a KCS train, it'll either go on the top or the bottom. If it's not a Norfolk Southern or a CSX, it either go on the top or the bottom. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, here you have Chicago Northwestern is a UP car. KCS is an independent company. Longview is a old independent company that don't even exist. Texas Pacific, which is a Union Pacific car. Then you have a KCS. Then you got Missouri Pacific, which is UP. And then you have Railbox, which is probably a UP. Union Equity is a subsidiary of UP. Gulf is a ship. SHIPX is an independent, and ACFX, Fauna Flow. And then you have this car and this car. It doesn't matter as long as it's a UP. If it's a UP night, if it's under Union Pacific, it's going to be considered as a either M1, M2, M3, M4. And then all the rest of them are either Santa Fe, CSX, or Norfolk Southern, or whatever. So, let's build the train. First, we're going to grab our M1s. Now, always, when you grab an M1, it has to be a UP car. It has to be a UP car or any car under that road name. Say, for example, we have a Mopac here, right here. That will be our M1. It'll always be on right off the engine. If not, it'll be close to the engine. So we're going to grab this UP car to build this train. Here's our M1. This is the first destination drop. Okay? We got our M1. Now, we're going to always set it to the train. And always a rule in the railroad. You want to always have at least 3 to 5 cars with air on them. So that means the holes are already locked on, connected to the engine. So here's our M1. Now we're going to grab our M2, which is our second destination. All right. And most of the time it'll be UP car or whoever. So we're going to go in here. We're going to get this car. We're going to drag it out. Here's a cotton belt. It's a UP car. And it's going to be our M2 also. So we got 2 M2 cars here. So we're good. That's the second destination. All right. Third destination, which is an M3, which is a, we're going to go on and make that M3 a KCS. Even though it's a different road name and it's an independent company, but we're still going to make it our M3 since it's going to go to a KCS yard on the way up north. So we're going to come down here. We're going to line the switch. We're going to pick up our M3. Where is that KCS? The KCS. It's in track 3. Drag up. Sorry. Line the switch. Go in here. Pick up our car. Drag it all the way out. We're going to uncouple this car because we don't need it. Then we'll set it out to the lead. Shove down in the clear. Shove it down in the clear. And since I set it here on that top of that car here, we already lined the switch because that's going to be the M4. That's going to be our next drop, our final drop. All right. We're going to go back in. We got our KCS in the clear. Then we're going to shove down. And we're going to set all these cars back in that we don't need because they're going back to where they were. All right, we're in the clear. So we got our M1, our first destination. We have our 2 M2s, which is our second destination. And then we're going to pick up our M3 and our M4. All right. We have our destination train pretty much so far, but we got to pick up the Santa Fe's. So we have 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars. M1, M2, M2s, M3, M4. Now, Santa Fe. Now, the reason why I do Santa Fe's separate because it's a separate company and it's mostly on its own track and yard, just like KCS and any other. But since they have to come, since we have to, they come on UP track, they can't actually go into a UP yard and pick up their cars in most cases. So most of the time it'll be a UP going to pick up the cars and then set them out for them to pick up and go. But most of the time, UP will pick up those cars and send them to an off track or a spur for them to pick up somewhere on their track. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick up our Santa Fe's. This is a Santa Fe, and this is a Santa Fe. This is going to be S1. This will be S2. And then S3. And then we got S4 down here. All right. So we're going to drag in, shove in, line the switch, shove in. All right. All right. Here's our S1. There you go. Here's S1. Shove the cars back in. What we're going to do, we're going to go on and pick up this Santa, do this, make this a lot easier since this is the S2 and that's the S1. Line the switch. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Now, be mindful, this top pink, black pink car is S3. So we're going to set it out here. And we're going to do this. Now we're going to drag all the way down here and pick up our S4. And then we're going to drag up. Now, we got all our cars. We got an S4, we got an S3, we have S2, S1, M4, M3, M2s, and M1. Then you shove down on the main. And you check your cars before you even do anything else. Since this is a Mopac, train, we're going to put the Mopac on her, big boy. This baby will uncouple from it it'll go back to the yard. Then Mopac UP will couple up and then head out. Now, if this was a KCS train or a CSX train or Norfolk Southern or whoever, this what will happen. Since they're leasing the track, they leasing the train. This is a lease. UP will lead. For example, this is a KCS line. KCS. UP train, UP line, KCS lead. Lease. So that's how it would go. And then the train will go out. That's pretty much how to build your train out of the yard. But always remember, the train starts at the yard and it ends at the yard on destinations. M1 would be your first destination. For example, if that was that yard over there would be a destination. If I was going from this yard to that yard, this would be M1 and that would be M2. So I hope you got an understanding what I was trying to explain about the destinations. And if not, let me know and I'll write it out, blog about it. But I'm sure some railroad guys like me will probably explain a little bit more in detail. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of quick and messy, but I'll try to clean it up tonight when I get in from work. Okay. Bye.